Imagine a single arrow. This arrow holds the power to end the greatest war in a minute. It can seek out every enemy and destroy them all. The warrior who holds this arrow can decide the fate of kings and kingdoms. He can become the most powerful man on earth. This is not just a story of power. It is a story of choice. It is the story of a young warrior named Barbarika. He had this power. He could have ended the Mahabharata war before it truly began. But he chose a different path. This is the journey from a legend of immense power to a lesson of profound humility for all of us today. This tale begins in the heart of an epic conflict. Barbarika was born into a line of heroes. Barbarika, young prince, meditating before a Shivalinga with his divine bow and 3 arrows resting beside him. His father was Ghatotkacha, the Pandava prince Bhima, and the Rakshasi Hidimbi. This made Barbarika the grandson of Bhima, one of the strongest men in the world. He was raised by his mother, Maurvi, who taught him the art of warfare. But his greatest teacher was the god of fire, Agni. He gifted him 3 special arrows. These arrows were not ordinary weapons. They were divine and held immense, unstoppable power. The first arrow had a unique ability. When shot, it would fly across the battlefield and mark every target Barbarika wanted to destroy. It would not miss a single one. The second arrow would seek out everything marked by the first and destroy it completely. There was no defense against it. The third arrow was just as important. Its purpose was to return the first 2 arrows to Barbarika's quiver, making his power limitless. He also received a special bow from Lord Shiva. This bow was called the Teen Baan, in honor of the 3 arrows it was destined to shoot. Barbarika spent his youth practicing with these divine weapons. He became an archer without equal. His skill was not just a matter of pride, it was a responsibility. Barbarika was not just powerful, he was principled. He lived by a simple but profound vow. He had promised his mother that he would always fight on the side of the weaker army. He believed this was the purest form of justice. By supporting the side with fewer soldiers or less strength, he could ensure that the battle was fair. He was not interested in victory for its own sake. He was interested in balance. His goal was to be a protector of the underdog, a guardian for those who could not defend themselves. When he heard about the impending war at Kurukshetra, Barbarika prepared to leave his kingdom. He rode his blue horse towards the battlefield, his 3 arrows safely in their quiver. He went to observe. He would watch the armies gather. He would assess their strength. If he joined the weaker side, his power would quickly make it the stronger side. To honor his vow, he would have to switch sides and fight for them. This cycle would continue. He would move from one side to the other, destroying both armies until only he remained. His vow to help the weak would paradoxically lead to the complete annihilation of everyone involved. Lord Krishna understood the threat that Barbarika posed. He knew that Barbarika's vow, though well-intentioned, would lead to total destruction. To prevent this catastrophe, Krishna decided to meet Barbarika before he reached the battlefield. He disguised himself as an old Brahmin and waited for the young warrior along the path. When Barbarika arrived, the Brahmin greeted him with a gentle smile. He asked the young man where he was going with such a magnificent bow and arrows. Barbarika, being respectful to his elders, stopped and answered humbly. He explained that he was on his way to watch the great war of Mahabharata. He told the Brahmin about his vow to fight for the weaker side. He also spoke of his 3 magical arrows, Arrow 1, Arrow 2, Arrow 3, explaining that he could end the entire war in a single minute with their power. The Brahmin listened patiently. Then, with a hint of doubt in his voice, he challenged the young warrior. He questioned if 3 arrows were truly enough to finish such a massive war. He suggested that Barbarika was perhaps boasting. The Brahmin pointed to a large peepal tree nearby. Every leaf on the tree was trembling in the wind. Barbarika confidently replied that he could. He closed his eyes and meditated for a moment. He prepared his first arrow, the one that marks all targets. Before he could shoot, Krishna, still in his Brahmin disguise, secretly plucked one leaf from the tree and hid it under his foot. Barbarika shot his first arrow. It flew towards the tree and, in a flash of light, pierced every single leaf. After marking them all, the arrow began to circle the Brahmin's foot.
Wise sir, there is a leaf hidden under your foot. Please move your foot, or this arrow will pierce it to get to the leaf.
In that moment, Barbarika demonstrated the absolute power of his weapon. After witnessing the power of the arrow, Krishna revealed his true divine form to Barbarika. Barbarika, humbled and awestruck, the young warrior bowed before the Lord. Krishna explained the consequence of his vow. His promise to help the weaker side would force him to switch allegiances. This would lead to both armies' destruction. Only Barbarika would survive. The purpose of righteousness would be lost. Barbarika understood the flaw in his plan. His heart grew heavy. Krishna said that before a great war, tradition calls for the bravest warrior's head to sanctify the battlefield. In my eyes, you are the bravest of this age. I ask the charity of your head. This was shocking. It was a test of supreme devotion and detachment. Barbarika listened calmly. He felt no anger, no fear.
He understood duty beyond his own fame, the greater good. He had promised to serve. Without hesitation, he agreed. One final wish. He wanted to witness the Mahabharata war. Krishna granted it.
With a heart full of peace, Barbarika drew his sword. In an act of ultimate sacrifice and surrender, he severed his own head and offered it to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna was deeply moved by Barbarika's selfless act. He accepted the head and blessed it. He honored Barbarika's final wish to watch the war. Krishna placed the head on a hilltop overlooking Kurukshetra. From atop the hill, Barbarika's head could see everything. It watched every chariot, it watched every warrior, it watched every arrow that flew. He became the silent, impartial witness to 18 days of war. He saw the triumphs, he saw the tragedies, he saw the heroism, he saw the heartbreak. From his perch, he saw the truth of war in its entirety. He saw the valor of Arjuna, he saw the strength of Bhima, he saw the cunning of Shakuni, he saw the tragic end of Karna. He was no longer a participant. He was a detached observer of the cosmic play. This view gave him wisdom beyond any warrior's power. When the war ended, the Pandavas began to argue. Each claimed to be most responsible. They could not agree who was the greatest. Krishna suggested they ask Barbarika.
I saw only one thing responsible.
He saw Lord Krishna's Sudarshana chakra flying across the field. He saw it destroying the great warriors. He saw the goddess Mahakali drinking the blood of the wicked. He revealed it was divine power, not human effort alone, that secured victory for Dharma. Pleased with Barbarika's sacrifice and his truthful testimony, Lord Krishna gave him a great boon. He declared that in the Kali Yuga, Barbarika would be worshipped by a new name, Shyam. He would be known as Khatushyamji. His fame would spread far and wide. Krishna promised anyone who prayed with a sincere heart would have their wishes fulfilled. The story of Barbarika is more than a legend. It is a living lesson for our times. It teaches that true strength is not the power to defeat others, but the power to control ourselves. Barbarika had the power to win any war, but his real strength was the moral courage to step back. In our lives, we face battles at work. We face them in our families. We face them in our communities. We can fight to win at all costs, or choose humility and wisdom instead. Ask yourself, will this action bring peace or more conflict? His story teaches the nature of sacrifice. True sacrifice is not losing, it is giving for a higher purpose. Barbarika gave up his life to protect the world from his own power.